and we are just watching right now Rhoban versus HTWK. I've went to RoboCup Bordeaux 2023, and we know that Rhoban has been a very long-standing team. They're very robust and very strong. They're one of the best teams in the league. So far this competition, HTWK has showed an insanely good behavior stack in their booster robots, and now we're about to see two very good teams clash. It will surely be a very interesting match.
So, as you can see here, we are playing robot soccer. That means we have humanoid robots walking on 2 feet that are proceeding across the field, and they are, of course, tasked to play in soccer. That means they need to recognize the ball, they need to look around, recognize the field, and decide this accordingly. Here we can see the head referee just started the game, and the team Rhoban was at the ball, started the game, and the ball is free. Now HTWK is proceeding towards the ball. Sadly, the red robot from Rhoban has fallen down, and this was considered as a penalty by the head referee. Of course, pushing over for robots is not allowed here, so the blue robot from the HTWK needs to wait for a moment while Team Rhoban and red sets up for the next kick-in.
Here we can see that the robot has been taken out from HTWK. As we can see, there's one robot advancing on the side of HTWK from Rhoban. This strategy is very reminiscent of RoboCup 2023 for me. Here you can see in real time that the robot is trying to pass to its other teammate. This shows solid behavior from Rhoban. We have a goalie, a defender, and 2 attackers trying to score from HTWK here. Now it is getting very intense, and we are getting some tangled robots here, some HTWK robots falling off. And number 1, Olive, seems to have seen the ball and kicked it. It is a very hot spot right now wherever the ball is.
Yeah, of course, both teams are not willing to give up. Both will continuously fight for the ball, and you can see here a very nice fight for the ball. Both teams are trying to get control, lose balance, and both robots fall over. It looks like the red team Rhoban from France was very much faster in getting up from falling down, while the blue team from Germany takes a way longer time to get back upright, so they can continue in the game. Now the head referee needs to decide how the game will proceed. This will take a few seconds, and while the head referee clears the situation, and probably some robots will be removed because the pushing was considered too harsh here. Fighting for the ball is allowed, but there's a limit on how much force you can use to proceed towards the ball. And now the game continues, and another fight for the ball commences.
Here we can see one booster robot from HTWK advancing very quickly. This is one of the very best selling points of these robots. They have some very good reinforcement learning policies. So we can see it literally is versing 4 robots on its own, and it looks like it's about to score its own goal. It's about to give HTWK that edge, and it looks like here we are. We can see that is the first goal of the game. It goes to HTWK. It was a magnificent goal, as we can see. Their behavior and their vision, everything is working in unison. And that was a beautiful goal from HTWK.
I think that was a really interesting behavior. When watching this game, of course, one could think these robots are remote controlled by humans, but this is not the case. The goal of RoboCup is being a research competition, and the aspect we are researching here is autonomy. That means that there are no robots no humans on the side of the field that are remote controlling the robots. There are no joysticks, there are no game pads. The robots need to be able to autonomously look around the field, recognize their situation, and play the robot soccer without input by the humans. Where as soon as the match starts, the humans of the teams are on pause and are not allowed to interfere with the game. Now the next kick-in has started, and Rhoban is at the ball ready. Let's see how the next fight continues.
Now the booster robot stands strong and bulldozes through half the field, but unfortunately it is too strong and it gets the ball out. Now the head ref calls for a throw-in on the side of the blue field, and hopefully the Rhoban's robots can see the ball and go on defensive soon. We can see how stable these robots are when they walk. And as Stefan said here, they have to be autonomous in a way that they are purely run by algorithms and computers, and no one can interfere during game time. They seem to be discussing something over there, but now all the robots are getting in place, ready for the throw-in. When the ref deems it has finished placing, and then they will continue the game, and the game has continued. The ball is out of bounds again, and it is actually a very hard position to get out of. You need some very behavior that is very accurate in order to get that ball into that sort of awkward position. We'll see how Booster HTWK can get this ball out and go on the offensive.
And here the offensive continues. The ball is now free, and it's the task of the blue team from Germany to play the ball in. Sadly, that was not successful. By mistake, the blue team from Germany played the ball out of the field again, and this, of course, gives Team Rhoban from France in red here the chance to get control of the ball. They are setting up now and getting ready to return the ball to the field, and looks like a very good setup, very precise positioning by the red robots here. And in a few seconds, the head referee will announce that the red robot is allowed to commence the game and will take control of the ball. We can also see that the other teammates of the red robot here are setting up, preparing for a team play, for a pass. Let's see if the pass is successful. The red robot sets up, and yeah, that looks like a very impressive pass, but the blue robot from Germany was able to intercept the ball, has taken control, and is approaching the goal again. Will the red team be able to stop the ball? And oh, that's close. The ball is still in the field. It's just inside the field, and that's a very dangerous situation. Another fight ensues. And the head referee decides that the ball was out, and the blue team now is tasked to commence a corner kick. That means the blue team is tasked to take control of the ball and pull it back into the match.
As we can see, there's a very hairy situation for both Rhoban and HTWK here. It's one HTWK attacker with 4 robots trying to do everything in their power to prevent that goal from coming in. So we've got number 1425 trying to stop this goal, and HTWK is smartly maneuvering across these robots. If it tries to bulldoze through, the referee might call a pushing warning again, and if they actually get too many pushing warnings, they might be taken off the field permanently, just like so. There are certain rules when it comes to pushing, and there you go. The goal just went in, and a beautiful shot by HTWK. There you go. We are getting some calls from the referee, and it seems to be chaos in the middle of the field. There are a lot of robots pulling and trying to get back up, but it is quite normal for the league, and by the end of it, usually everyone has broken robots, including our team. But the booster robots seem to be very stable enough that they can avoid such occurrences. So we have some communication happening with the head ref and HTWK. We will see if that goal counted, which hopefully it did.
We just got confirmation by the head referee that this goal was not counted because there was a too aggressive pushing by the blue team here. The goal is considered invalid, and the game will commence with the ball placed close to the goal of the that team from France here. Team Rhoban is now, of course, tasked to return the ball back to this middle field, but this, of course, will not be easy because even though the blue team was reprimanded for pushing, they will not give up. The robots will continue to fight, try to get the ball into the goal, because that is their task that they were prepared for. That is the task that they were autonomously, where the autonomy. This is the task that they were prepared for. That's what the autonomy research here is framed around. It's framed around creating an agent, multiple agents that are able to move the ball into the goal. And we now see the head referee will continue the match. We will see a setup where Rhoban will take control of the ball. And as soon as the ball is back in play, both teams can attack.
There you go. We see a very tight position in here for HTWK. Rhoban robot was successfully able to get the ball out of the way, and now they can finally go on the offensive with number 1 Olive here. We can see another booster robot trying to go back on the offensive, And then there are now two HTWK robots trying to get possession of the ball back and try and get the wave of the match to their favor again. Here we can see some great maneuverability with that HWK showing, and it seems to just have bulldozed through and accurately shot the ball in the goal. That makes 2-0 in favor of HTWK.
And with this 2-0, the first half is nearly, we are halfway through the first half. Both teams are, of course, setting up for the next kickoff. As the red team have taken a goal, they are of course setting up, looking around, setting up inside the penalty circle, and now are the first team to allow to touch the ball. We can see here Rhoban walking up to the ball to the correct position and now taking control of the ball. That looks like a good pass. Sadly the pass went to the wrong robot on the field, thus giving the blue team a chance to take control. It looks like the blue team was able to take advantage in the one-on-one fight for the ball, and the red goalie seems to be inactive. And the inactivity of the red goalie here gave the blue team a chance to score another goal, thus taking the game to a 3-0 here in the first half.
There we go. We're seeing some great performance from both teams, but HTWK comes on top. That booster robot on the offensive has some very good behavior that it's showing right now. It can confidently weave through hordes of robots, which frankly even new bots would struggle with. Like robot detection and the behavior that comes from that is very hard to implement and do properly. So this is coming from their experience, their very well experienced team. And now we will see how Rhoban will try to come out of this. They still seem to be trying to implement the behavior where one attacker goes straight for the field, but at the moment, one of their robots has just been picked up and is incapable. So hopefully they can get it back in soon. We can see that the Rhoban robot tries to keep getting back up after falling. It probably has some RL policies trying to make it get back up, but unfortunately it doesn't see the ball. The ball is in possession by HTWK. As we can see, great offensive. Goalkeeper 5 is finally active, and number 5 from Rhoban on the defensive, but great positioning from the HTWK robots. Maneuverability away. They just got to be careful that they're not deemed for pushing. There you go. The referee just called pushing, and that goal would most likely not count.
No, this goal was not counted. The head referee just decided this is an illegitimate goal because the blue robot again was too aggressive in pushing through. There was a very strong push towards the red goalie here just a few seconds before the ball went across the goal line, thus giving here the red team Rhoban the chance to take control of the ball again and now being tasked again to move the ball across the field. Part of this task is now for Rhoban to recognize the environment properly. They need to look around. The robots need to check the field and need to recognize their own position. They have managed to do that, have taken control of the ball and have started moving the ball across the field. Sadly, the teammate was not ready to take control of the ball after the pass, thus giving the blue team from Germany here the chance to score another goal, and it looks like another very dangerous situation. The ball is very close to the Rhoban goal, very close to the red team, and it looks like, it's now moving towards the sideline. Will their ball go out? It's very tight. The red team seems to have problems recognizing the ball on the field. There seems to be some vision problems. This, of course, is very disadvantageous if you want to play robot soccer. You need to be able to recognize the ball on the field. Now even danger of an own goal, and no own goal, but the fight for the ball continues. We see a 1 versus 3 around the ball. The blue team better at recognizing the position, and now a good chance, and that could be the 4-0. Very close, the ball gets closer to the goal post, and no, the red team of course is not giving up, and now the ball went out. Now we are looking for the head referee to decide where the ball will return to field, and the head referee decided that the ball was played out by the blue team. Thus, we have a goal kick, and the ball will be returning for the midfield, giving an advantage now for Rhoban. Rhoban can set up to bring the ball closer to the goal of the German team.
There we go. As we can see, there was some amazing defensive play from Rhoban over there. We could see that one defender was trying to constantly screen the other booster robot from HTWK to avoid it from scoring a goal. Now, as we can see, there might be discrepancies with respect to their attack behavior, like maybe their attack is a bit weaker than their defense. And now the throw in, there you go. Rhoban was able to successfully get the ball onto the HTWK's field. Now we can see if they can actually successfully get on the defensive and score a goal this time. Since both teams are very good, we keep getting onto these very tricky positions. And there you go, just another ball out of the field, and the head ref has called it. We will see where it's going to be placed. There you go. Until the head ref decides, we will not know. But one Rhoban robot seems to be unresponsive, and hopefully they call for a pickup. There we go. Number 2 from Rhoban just got picked up. And now one attacker has to come back from deep into enemy lines and actually get back and defend from one of HTWK's robots. We keep seeing these very interesting positions, and hopefully will be helpful in the future for both teams. We'll just see some positioning play in here. All Rhoban robots seem to recognize that the ball is on their side of the field. They're trying to prepare for defense. One HTWK robot is on the offensive, and now Rhoban is trying to return the ball on the other side of the field. There you go. They were able to get that ball out of the way, but there seemed to be some sort of vision problem from this third robot from Rhoban. Is now deep in their field again, and hopefully they can try and defend from it. There you go. We are seeing great maneuverability from HTWK again, and this could be our 4th goal. There you go. The head ref just called it, and well done to HTWK for having good maneuverability across the field.
Okay, now this means that the first half of this match ends 4-0 for HTWK from Germany here. This is the quarterfinals at the RoboCup 2025 in Salvador. Playing on the field are HTWK from Germany in blue against Team Rhoban from France in red. In a few seconds, with the whistle, the match will commence.
There we go. We have officially started the second half of the match. We see here a field swap. Earlier, Rhoban was having vision problems, so let's see if this field swap has helped. Now you can see that the booster is on the offensive again, very aggressive. We can see that it was successfully able to attack onto the side of Rhoban's field. It is now trying to get the ball out of the way of Rhoban's defense, pierce through, and hopefully score a goal. The ball currently is stuck on its feet, and there was a pickup that was needed to get that out of there. There you go. Start placing has been called, and the robots can resume playing. As we can see here, the Rhoban robots seem to be more responsive after the halftime, when the batteries have been replaced, and maybe the lighting attributed to their vision problems. There you go. They've started the throw-in, and it is Rhoban's kick. We can see that it has successfully, beautifully aligned that kick between the robots, deeming it as obstacles. So now hopefully they can go on the offensive. But the HTWK robots from Germany is just too strong when it comes to the offensive. It is taking 3 of Rhoban's robots just to successfully defend their goal from the possible 5th goal by HTWK. And now we can see that it is piercing through Rhoban's defenses. 4 robots desperately trying to protect their goal from HTWK. Now it is about to go in. The referee has called. The HTWK robot has fallen, and a pickup might be necessary here since it seems to be a bit unresponsive. A plastic bit has seemed to have fallen out, and we will see if we get a pickup here.
Yeah. Now the robot handlers of the blue team are tasked to remove the robot from the field. This was called by the head referee because the blue robot was not able to return to a standing position anymore. Of course, both teams cannot just lay around on the field. If the robot falls over, it must autonomously recognize that it has fallen and get back up, because just some big obstacle on a soccer field is not allowed. But of course, both teams have more than one robot on the field, and here the other attacker of the blue team is close to the goal. A good chance, managed to get the ball close to the field, and now just a small kick and the ball should be in, but the red defender is ready, tries to stop the ball, and the ball's on the line, not in yet. Just another touch, it could also be an own goal. Oh no! The ball goes back out, but still the blue team better at controlling the ball. Just slightly deorganized, not sure where to move the ball, now being stuck at the goalpost, which means that in a few seconds the head referee will decide that the blue robot will need to be removed from the game. And the blue robot is removed from the game while the head referee clears the situation. Now this is a good chance for the red team Rhoban here to take control of the ball, pass it back to the midfield. The goalie of the red team is ready, takes control of the ball, but there's no second red player to accept the pass, thus creating a new 1-versus-1 situation in the midfield. And at the moment it looks like the 1-versus-1 situation is decided for the blue team from Germany. The red robot falls over, is fairly quick at getting back up, but the blue team now again in control of the ball.
There you go. We can see that another HTWK booster robot has come back into the field to protect the goal. Now we can see 2 HTWK robots against 4 Rhoban robots. Now we can see that Rhoban's defense is really, really tight. But now that kick was strong enough to just score them their 5th goal. Now we can see that despite the tightness of Rhoban's defenses, the strength in behavior and just amazing programming in these HTWK robots is just allowing them to pierce through Rhoban. Mind you, Rhoban is a multiple-time champion of this league, and now they're being given a taste of their own medicine at the moment. It is very hard for Rhoban to come back. They need to be able to score at least 6 goals within 6 minutes. That means 1 goal a minute. But the game is still not over. We will see how they fare.
And as the game's not over, there will be next kickoff. Team Rhoban has control of the ball, but is slightly too slow to take control of the ball. Now seems to have lost sight of the ball. There seems to be a continuing problem with the red team in recognizing their environment. As these robots are autonomous robots, it's their task to look around with cameras, recognize the field lines, and of course also recognize the ball in relation to their own position. And here we could see that the red robot was not able to do this, thus lost control of the ball, resulting in another dangerous situation. And so quick it happens, and there's another goal, a 6-0 for the blue team here from Germany. HTWK being in a strong lead, and with 5 minutes left into the game, it's very unlikely that the red team from France, Rhoban, is able to reverse that lead. Of course, after this goal, both teams are setting up for the next goal kick. Rhoban again closer to the ball. This time, hopefully, better being able to take control of the ball, pass it to the teammates, and proceed across the field to attack the goal of the blue team.
Now we see another booster robot from HTWK come back into the field playing as a defender. We see our constant attacker number 4 from HTWK waiting for the placement. There are still 4 robots from Rhoban from France, and we see that they have 1 ready just in case they need to pick up a robot. They've started their kick-in. Now hopefully they can score a goal, but their offense seems to be lacking in terms of aggressiveness and speed, such that the booster robots here are just able to maneuver away from Rhoban's attackers and put them on the defensive instantly. And we can see here that all the Rhoban robots attacking is scrambling back to protect their own goal from this booster attacker. We seem to see a lot of robots falling over, and hopefully Rhoban can use this chance to stage a counter-attack. Our defender has become an attacker, who's then pushing by the head ref. will have to be removed from the field. If it racks up too many warnings, it will be permanently removed. Now Rhoban has the kick, and one Rhoban robot seems to struggle getting up. Pickup was called, which is certainly not good in terms of defense. Now Rhoban's defense is as thin as paper at the moment. We are trying this booster robot is now trying to go on the offensive and take possession of the ball. And we can see that we might see the 7th goal from HTWK Germany. And the defender goes back in, and their attacker position for a goal. There we go. It is very deep in Rhoban's defenses, and it is able to get its 7th goal with 3 minutes on the clock.
Very impressive display here from both teams. This might be the first time we have seen a very strong fight for the ball here. Both teams are, of course, not giving up. Both teams were able to recognize the ball and were able to fight for the ball, even when falling down. Especially here, we can see the strength of Team Rhoban in red. They are so much more quicker in getting up compared to the blue robots here, and with that, being able to stay much longer into the fight. So if they are able to overcome their problems with recognizing the position of the ball, that might be their chance, that might be their angle to turn the game around somehow or do better in the next game. But here we can see again some vision problems, but the red team is setting up. Took a little bit of time, but the pass nearly was successful, just a hint too short, and thus creating a new chance for HWK to fight for the ball. And the fight is brutal, but HWK in blue seems to be successful and has taken the control of the ball away from the red team, and thus opening the midfield for another attack. And with the last 2 minutes remaining, that might be the last attack of this game. The ball is proceeding towards the red goal. Now going back to the midfield, the defense of Rhoban struggling their best to build up the wall, and the ball comes clear, and with 90 seconds left in the game, this might be the next goal. Very close. Both teams are not giving up, setting up to defend, and the blue robot seems to be the disadvantage, seems to have lost sight of the ball, just not being able to decide what to do. Now has returned their focus onto the ball, but no action by the blue robot, and thus giving away their chance to score the 8-0. And the time is ticking with 60 seconds left. That might be the last chance for the blue team to score another goal. But anyway, it's a very one-sided match at the moment, and the red robot falls over. And with 50 seconds left, last goal chance. The red robots continuously falling over, and last fight for the ball most likely.
There we go. Here we arrive at the climax of the match. Here the boosted robot is trying to score its final goal, with Rhoban's defense is still holding on. With 2 defenders, they're trying to prevent that goal with all their might. They are showing the might of the reigning champions, but however, HTWK's offense is just way too strong for them. The robot is trying to kick, and it's trying to position, and the goal seems to be free. Rhoban, let's see if they're fast enough to prevent that goal. They were indeed fast enough, and now we are going to see another attempt from HTWK here. There you go. The referee has scored the end of the game, and we see the final score 7-0 in favor of HTWK. They will now proceed to the finals, and they are guaranteed a podium position. So well done and congratulations.